This is Bob Rubert from the Oracle Technology Network, and I'm here at Oracle Open World once again with Chet ORACLENERD Justice, the man who originated the Oracle Nerd juggernaut that has swept the nation, or at least the parts of the nation that are confined by the Oracle community. How you doing, Chet?
I'm doing very well. I had a refreshing swim in the bay this morning.
Now, this is I think the second year you've organized this. How many people participated?
Today we had about 35 people.
Yeah.
And it was cold, but warmer than last year. We saw somebody had a mankini on.
Oh, that's...
A la Borat. It was nice. We had somebody wearing a 1920s style men's swim outfit with the shoulder straps and everything.
So a vintage look.
A vintage look. We may or may not have seen a couple of people naked.
That's always exciting.
Well, it's San Francisco.
True.
I don't think there's any laws against that here anymore, right?
No, I don't think so. I think, in fact, we could do it now, you know.
Not after the swim in the bay.
Okay. So I'm asking everyone I'm interviewing to tell me about the most interesting project that they've worked on since last year's Open World. So what's that for you?
Since about November of last year, I've been working on a data integration project using Pentaho Data Integrator. I was hired, I somehow managed to talk myself into that job, and it quickly turned into become an Oracle DBA / developer job. So, I started out working with Pentaho, kind of learned the ins and outs of it, and within 3 months I was reading PL SQL and trying to convert their old system. They were doing a Release 11 to Release 12 upgrade for EBS, or for apps, whatever you want to call it. And so they had a custom data integration solution that was all PL SQL. So I had to go in, read all the PL SQL, and get the file layouts, and do tons of fun stuff like that. And actually, it turned into, I was able to get Apex integrated into their environment, because we've been through 3 missed deployments so far. That's not all my fault, maybe a little bit. But given the collapsed timeline, I suggested Apex because of its ability to quickly and easily get something up for end users to use. And so we have 2 projects or 2 applications right now that I'm working on to get integrated, so people have insight into the data integration portion of their system.
So has this all gone very, very smoothly? Have there been some bumps in the road?
There's always bumps in the road.
So tell me about a bump.
A bump. Let's see. I should probably lambaste Pentaho a lot. I'm not a big fan of the tool. It's actually made me want to try ODI recently, and I know ODI has become integrated with the OB stack now. I think it's exchanged, and I just found this out from Stuart Bryson, that ODI is now replaced Informatica and OBIA, which is good news, but now I've got to learn ODI. I think the hardest part of this one is getting the people to give me information. And I remember having, when I was interviewed for the job in November, I was like, I can do pretty much whatever you want, but if your people are not going to cooperate and help me figure out what I need, and not only what I need, but what I'm not sure I need, then I'm not going to be able to accomplish my goal. And I've had a couple of people that are really helpful, and then there's other people that it's like talking to a wall. And technologically, it's not an issue. There aren't really problems. It's more of a cultural thing, perhaps.
It's interesting that you mentioned that, because the gentleman I interviewed just before you, Oracle ACE Director Lucas Helema, was talking about a big project he's been involved in. And obviously there's a lot of collaboration involved there, but he'd had the opposite experience from you, where everyone involved has been very cooperative and very eager to see this project move forward.
Right. And there are people that are very helpful. It's the people that are on the outskirts of the project, and actually it may or may not be the third-party contractor that's doing most of the EBS integration side. I don't work in the EBS or the apps sphere, so I don't know that, but there is a third party that has been difficult to get answers from. It's like we're speaking different languages at times, and it's frustrating. Not only for me, I'm sure it is for my employer, but it's like pulling teeth.
Not fun. So, are you presenting here at Open World?
I had 3 presentations yesterday, and by presentations I mean I got to get up and speak, or actually tag along with other people, which is my preferred way of doing things, apparently. Less preparation time and all that, though I did put together 2 PowerPoint decks, which I haven't done in a long time.
So what was involved in these presentations?
So I'll talk about the panel. One was a panel, and we had Carrie Millsap, Sten Vesterly, Marcus Isola, and Jerry Brenner, and we were talking about software development in the Oracle ecosystem. And this was a 2-part session on user group Sunday. I was the moderator of it and tried to help guide the discussion to pertinent topics. I would occasionally poll the audience to see what they want. I may have gotten yelled at for asking after we discussed something for half an hour if people cared about documentation. I think Carrie pointed that out to me very helpfully. Say, you should have probably asked that question first, Chet.
Well, so next year you don't do that.
Next year I will ask the question first and then see if anybody cares, and then maybe not discuss it this time for half an hour. And then the other session, which was probably, I don't know, kind of a fan favorite, is Thinking Clearly About Performance, which is a Carrie Millsap staple. He's done this one a couple thousand times. He's been around since the 70s or so. It was kind of a funny way that it came to be is we were getting set up for user group, getting all of our sessions for OD Tugs set up, and I asked Carrie to speak, and we kind of stubbed out a session. He wasn't sure if that's what he wanted to speak about, but he wanted the slot, and of course I'm going to take every opportunity I can get to get Carrie to speak. And there was a point where we were having some issues with the blogger passes. And so we added my name to his session, and so I would get the pass. One way or another, I knew I was going to get a pass, but we wanted to make sure that wasn't an issue. So I added my name with the thought that we were going to remove my name from that before Session Builder went live. Well, Session Builder went live, and I was still attached to his session. Not only that, I had top billing in Session Builder on Carrie Millsap's Thinking Clearly About Performance.
That's quite an accomplishment.
Yeah, I took over his presentation rather quickly. It didn't take long.
And how did Carrie react to that?
Well, I was as soon as the schedule builder was released, I looked it up, and there it was. I screenshotted it, sent Carrie the screenshot. I was like, I'm so sorry. If you want to back out, I totally understand. And about 10 minutes later, I get a phone call from Carrie. He's like, this is what you're going to do. And he proceeds to give me homework for the next month and a half. And, I was it was going to essentially be an interview type session. It was something that he'd done. He knows inside and out, but try to, change things up. And I was going to interview him. I was going to read all the sections in the chapter. And then we were going to, I was going to figure out what I wanted to talk about, what I wanted to ask him, and I get to ask him in front of 150 some odd people. So it was a ton of fun.
And it went well?
I think it went well, but I'm a little biased in that. I polled a couple people. They seemed to like it too, but one of them may have been Carrie, so I'm sure he's a little biased, maybe.
Well, Carrie's a smart dude.
He is. He scares me sometimes. I don't understand what he's talking about half the time.
Well, Chet, thanks for taking time to talk to me this morning. I'll let you get back to the show. I know you actually have to take off early.
Yeah, I got to work. My project beckons, so I got to be back by Wednesday.
Yeah, there's almost that paycheck thing.
Yes, indeed.
Well, Chet, again, thanks a lot.
Thank you, Bob.